Hey guys, this is Nero from Blueline K9 Training.
And I'm Joe Lutkowski from Blueline Training.
We're here in St. Louis, 2021, and so far it's been pretty incredible. I'm a 18-year law enforcement. This is my third working dog.
I've been canine since 2002. I'm my third current working dog. And you know, I started my career in 1998. Been a cop since then, and been a canine since 2002.
What does canine mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's like life. I mean, that's what we eat, breathe, and live canine. I mean, when I first got my first dog, I knew nothing about canine. Our department got a grant from a big company, and they said, let's get a bomb dog. I knew nothing about explosives, knew nothing about canine, and when I first got my first dog, it was just life-changing. Then at that point, immediately once I started working a dog, I knew that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, or my career as in canine. And I've been very fortunate. I'm on my third working dog. My first dog was explosive, so I got to see that aspect of it, and then I transferred to a narcotics patrol dog. So it's good to see both sides of it, and I've just been very fortunate with the career, my path, and it's been good. I mean, but it's life. I mean, you don't just, when you go home, it's not like you hang your gun belt up and it's over with. It's, 24/7, and it's everything. I mean, it's what we do.
It's what we do, man. Yeah, I kind of piggyback Joe on that, man. Our careers kind of were the same.
Yeah.
You had your dog a little bit before, because I came in 2003. But once I got on, I always wanted to be canine, hunting dogs since I was a kid. So canine was part of my life. I worked on Wall Street. I was there for 9/11, seeing all those dogs run around, and I became a police officer because of 9/11, because I was there. Came back, got a job for my department, and I think it was the first day of probation. When I was off probation, I became canine, and Joe and I have been rocking it since, man. I don't want to say we've done everything, again, that's stupid, but we've seen a lot in the canine world, and we've done stuff. We've done the extreme. We've been involved in the extreme for canine, and I think we're at the point we got to give back, and that's why we're here, man. This is for you guys.
Yeah.
It's a business for Joe and I, but we don't look at it that way. We're trying to build this for canine. I want it to be a family, and we push that, man.
Well, I mean, that's our motto, handlers for handlers. Like Matt said, we're trying to give back to the canine community, because we believe that there's a need for this. We have some great instructors all over the country, and the vendors, but to get the knowledge that's out there to pass along to what we've learned, because we've been very fortunate. We've been over to Europe. A lot of things that I have learned, and it's like you said, time to give back. I mean, if we could bring different instructors from all over the world and country to get them in one place. I mean, as a canine handler, that's ideal, because like a lot of guys don't have that opportunity. They're like in one part of the state, and they are only shown one way of doing things. And if they come out here and think outside the box, it's just it's endless of what you could learn. And if you could come to one of these conferences and learn one thing that's going to save a handler's life, or help a handler fix a problem that he's had problems with for years, that's what it's about.
That's a great point, man.
Yeah, that's why we kind of started the whole thing, just to get that knowledge and just so many great people and great instructors in one place.
You could have 300-400 handlers, attendees, and you get that one guy that says, hey, I went to this class and I learned something. He learns that one thing, man, and takes that back to the street and saves his life. I mean, that's everything for us, man. So.
And one thing I like to add, and just like the vendor aspect of it, as a canine handler, you could look at a magazine and see a harness, a leash, but if you could come here and actually pick it up, try it on, feel it, to me, but with us, I mean, that's what's the best thing about, I mean, one of the best things about the conference is because you could actually come here and actually see and feel things, and just, I mean, not look online, and it's a face-to-face, and then you could talk, and I think the brotherhood, the sisterhood that we all come here, because we all share the same goal, and it's great to be around. Like last year with COVID and everybody canceling the conference and not having conferences, and with the mask and just not have social distancing, and to finally be here and having this and just have interaction with our brothers and sisters and all the vendors, and it's like a breath of fresh air, you know, and it's awesome,
The interactive part is big, and I think that's what me and Joe are big about. Is we're here, we're part of you guys. We're not going to be hiding in the back, and we're here with you guys. We're interactive. You know, we want to make sure all the vendors are taken care of, and so you'll see us. We're everywhere. Like even on the stage last night, you could tell it wasn't our stage. Everybody's sitting on the stage. We're you know, we're all part of it, man. And if we can push that, you know, and guys start hearing about it, I think more guys will come because it's for them.
So what does equipment mean to you guys as handlers?
Equipment's everything, man. You got to have the right gear, especially when we deploy in. You got to have the right gear. You got to have it on you. If not, you better have it ready because we get deployed. We don't know what we're gonna encounter. So that's why we have the top of the line vendors here for equipment that you want to get. You pretty much can get anything here. I mean, look behind us right now. I mean, it's, you know, so if you come here, you need something, you're gonna find it, and that's crucial because when you're on the street and sometimes it's you and your dog, you better have your stuff on you because that day could come. You might meet that 1%er. You better be ready, and you better have the gear.
Could be make the difference between life and death. I mean, you know, if your equipment breaks down on the field, you know, it's just like it's a problem.
It's a problem.
So it's like what any other equipment we have. You know, if it's a gun belt, something malfunctions or breaks down, it's a problem. So training, I mean, equipment it's crucial. I was with my first dog, and I get a call. Was working, I believe, day shift, and I get a call that our detectives were up with. They were in court with a guy that I believe he just committed like a rape and stuff like that. But they were doing an arraignment, and for whatever reason, this guy got out of the custody of our guys and took off. And logistic-wise, we work up in the mountains, so where our court is, there's just a lot of wooded area. And then we have a small airport, so probably like maybe about a quarter mile, 3/4 miles from the court where it was. So I get there and they actually seen this guy in the airport. So I get my dog out and, you know, I have my backup officer. And this is important about like physical fitness, you know, when, you know, why guys still go to the gym at 46, 45 years old. So I get my dog out and we're tracking and our terrain is, there's creek beds, there's rivers, there's water, and, you know, brush. And so I'm going through all this stuff. And now I'm thinking my backup officer's with me. And I'm just tracking because I'm reading the dog and I'm going, you know, sticker bushes and I actually, at one point, my dog was pulling me so hard, I actually fell, you know, I dropped my leash and that dog takes off. And I'm, you know, now I'm in the middle of the woods. My backup officer is nowhere to be found. So I pick up my leash again and we start tracking. And I get to a point where I come up a creek bed and he dives into a sticker bush. And he starts ruffling around, and I'm like, you know, I'm thinking he's like just messing around. I'm like, come on, you know, what are you doing? And then I hear the guy screaming, I give up, don't let the dog bite me. And I'm like, all right. And then, you know, that's when training and everything takes over because I'm in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know where I'm at this point. So I end up getting the guy out, put my dog in it down, end up putting the guy back into custody, and then, you know, just actually. You know, it was a long track. It was probably a good mile track, and I'm covered in water.
And my backup, right?
No backup officer. You know, so, you know, and that's what the importance about like training, you know, because we always, you know, when are you going to encounter that with your dog down and you can do a pat down? You always think you're going to have another backup, but that's not the case. You know, especially when you're working, you know, when you're tracking, you know, you don't know what's behind you because you're watching the dog. So, but it was a good apprehension, and it was just, you know, at that point I knew. Like my career, that's what I wanted to do. I mean, K9 was it. That was like my first big apprehension. I was like, this is like, you know, you get that adrenaline. It's like, you know, the dog did good. And because I'm thinking he's going in a sticker bush to do whatever, chasing a rabbit or something. I'm like, then I heard this guy yelling. And, you know, luckily everything, when I fell, I had an open mic and everything was on tape. Me yelling at the guy, you know, get your hands up. So they actually sent me a copy of the tape. And it's nice to have for my, like, you know, little, you know, just nice to have because it was my first dog and it was something. That was like one of my good things with the dog. It was my good thing.
So ones you don't forget, man.
Yeah, ones you don't forget. You know,
Right,
kind of build who you are.
Yeah.
Man, you know.
Yeah.
I guess I'll get into this one. Huh?
Yeah, I guess
Here
so.
we go. So yeah, just I'll make it kind of quick, but yeah, I was there for 9/11. I commuted out of Tower 1. Saw the first plane hit the building. I was a block away. Literally knocked me to the ground. kind of changed my life that day. Saw people running for their lives. I mean, huge pieces of like shrapnel and stuff falling out of this building, landing on top of people. And I just remember, like, you know, it was so surreal. Long story short, second one hit, blew out all our windows on the trading floor. And I just made a decision to get the heck out of there. So me and another guy, we ran all the way down. We got the last ferry out. And before the ferry went out, the towers fell. And so we got hit with all the plume. And I just remember, like, I had my tie. I remember I couldn't even see the ground. It was so thick, and I thought we were being bombed. I didn't know. So at one point, I made a decision to jump off the boat and swim because I thought we were being attacked. And thank God the boat started moving out, and we started getting clear. And you could hear that, you know, Tower 1 was down. And fast forward, it's a long story, but that day I saw law enforcement and firemen running to those buildings, and I remember turning around and seeing people jumping, and it changed my life. I literally packed my bags up, went back to Pennsylvania, and became a police officer. And that's where kind of career went from there. But and then about a year ago, I was involved in a pretty critical situation. You know, Joe knows about it. Had a guy, he stabbed his wife 5 times in the head, took off on foot, deployed the dog. We had someone said they saw him running through houses, get the dog out, get a good track, encounter the suspect. He's underneath the porch. He has a knife on him. At that point, crouched down. I have a dog left hand, gun in the right. I get the announcement out. He has a weapon, making clear commands to this person, and he starts inflicting self-harm on himself with the knife. He then decides to make a comment to me, and he charges me with the knife. I'm trying to retreat. Now engaging gunfire to save my life, my partner, and it was pretty bad. I started falling backwards, and I couldn't figure out why I had cuts on my shins until 2 days later. I realized that when I was falling back, my dog, Creed, was leaning towards this guy and pushing towards him. And as I'm falling back, I could still engage gunfire, and I fell back. Right in my head, I said, well, if I fall back, let the dog go so I can somehow close quarter combat, just to survive. And yeah, the dog was leaning forward as I was falling back, and I could still engage. And it ended, horrible. It was probably the worst outcome you could have in your law enforcement career, but saved my life. I owe it to these dogs. That's why we are here, man. Joe knows. I mean, Joe was a buddy of mine. He was calling me, making sure we're good. We're 10-8, man. We're strong here, but that's the stuff. That's the game changer, man. That's what we are about. You better be ready, because it's coming. And just be ready for it, man.
That's why you're doing this.
Yeah, and that's the importance of this, I mean, like he said, handlers for handlers. We're still active. We're still on the street. So, it's not like we're retired and just sitting home and, yeah, let's plan a conference. I mean, there's a reason why we're here. And that's one of the reasons, to give back to, because like I said, we have such passion and drive for K9. And like I said, I mean, you get these instructors. There's some phenomenal people that know a lot of knowledge, and for them to pass it on to like these newer K9 handlers coming up, when I was when I first started in K9, we didn't have these opportunities. They go to, we went to some local seminars, but again, it's that one, you're in that little bubble, and to have an opportunity like for some of these new guys, and it's mind blowing, and it's just life changing.
You're at the Mecca, man.
Yeah,
you're. I mean, look at the schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the top guys in the country,
yeah.
and they're well known in the world. I mean, you are getting education that you're not going to get anywhere else. I mean, and we're proud of that.
Yeah.
We're proud. We have guys that just come to Blueline to instruct.
Yeah.
So it means a lot to us, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys can find us. We're on all social media. Facebook, Instagram, we're Blueline K9 LLC. K9 Hilo is my personal one. K9 Creed is Matt's. Facebook, Blueline K9. Our website is bluelinek9training.com. All the information for the next conference in Pittsburgh, vendor registration is online. It's active. We activated it yesterday when we were here. So it's live. You guys could register. We are starting to fill up. We got a bunch of attendees yesterday. A couple vendors signed up. So next year we're looking strong. So that's we'll
appreciate it, man.
We're excited. We're going back home, and 412. I'm not a Steelers fan, but this guy is. I mean, I just like Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a good city,
man. So.